Hello there, Chad, and welcome to episode 6 of Rise of Legend. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. So, you may notice by looking over here, Caboose is at Will's house, which is hilarious because there's double Caboose. Which is fun. Let me double check because I feel like my thing reset. I want to just double check. Make sure I can still hear you guys. Alright. So, before we start, do you guys have any announcements you want to tell about? Oh, I didn't. Hold on. Alright, hold on. There we go. Default.
My weekly announcement is Chili's a scrub.
Okay, that's... Okay, alright, hurtful. Still hurtful.
My weekly
I
announcement
second
is that I can tell you on 2 accounts that Will is actually a person.
Caboose has
What? Watch a proper D&D channel on Thursday, Friday, Saturdays.
Wow.
You should do that.
Wow.
Can we
Okay.
Geek and Sundry?
Yeah,
Wow.
Geek and Sundry.
Hurtful. Just hurtful. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, occasionally Sundays. Metal's channel, !metal in the chat. We'll give you a link to his Twitch channel.
That's me.
Thursday nights is Will running Eswar. Friday nights is Caboose running Sothius. And then Saturday or Sunday, depending on if we go one or the other, is Metal running Yalen. And also stay tuned for cool one-shots. If we ever don't have enough people, we can always get to one-shots.
What day is Yalen this week? Is it back to Saturday?
Saturday.
Should be back to
So
Saturday.
I like how on stream,
I
not
know.
only does Chili not have Metal's cam, but he also has the old picture rather than refreshing it, getting the new picture.
I've refreshed it 100 times. Watch, there.
Yeah,
I'm going to
I
reconnect right now. Still the same thing. Still the same one. I don't know what to tell you.
Chili's a scrub.
It was the dragon head guy, and then all of a sudden switched to Thorin, which was weird. Whatever.
Chili's a scrub.
Okay, you know...
But I
words-
switched it again.
Words hurt. Okay.
Not as much as a baseball bat.
That was fun. We did-
Why? Okay. Any other announcements before we get started?
Just like to further the point that Chili's a scrub.
Okay,
Jesus
you already
Christ.
said that, so... Alright. Adding a dragon to the list. There we go.
Is
Ancient,
it a green one?
ancient
Yeah, fuck.
black dragon. Got it. Okay, so... without any further ado, let us begin. So, make sure I'm on the right window for this. There we go. Let's turn this one off because we are not there right now. We are here. So, last time we left off, the party had just left the mountain range known as the Fingers, currently in possession of the rogue beastmaster Ekoki, who apparently had absconded with a mystical artifact known as one of the lost crowns of the sisters. In their first encounter, she used the power of the crown to bamf away. Since then, the party has tracked her down to a cave in one of the mountains. They have since gone into the cave, found her in combat with members of one of the northern clans. They proceeded to wipe out the northern clanners as well as subdue Ekoki and her panther. Her panther was killed, although through the efforts of Carrick has been spared, and currently has been left in the cave. The party then made their way out of the cave and is currently heading down the mountains on their way back to hopefully turn in the bounty, I guess, for lack of a better word. Okay, you know, Will, I can't wait to start fucking with your shit. All right.
The Panther ran off with us.
Yes,
before we left,
Yes,
and
that's
then went
okay. You're
separate.
correct. Yes, so the panther did wake up. It kind of followed at a distance for a while, then kind of ran off into the forest.
Second thing is, I think that's the first time we actually heard the name of the mountain range, because I'm surprised we made 5 sessions without making a joke about it being
No,
called
we heard
the
it.
Fingers.
Yeah, we've all just contained ourselves so far.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
yeah, I was surprised. I mentioned it first last
I
session
missed that.
when you guys were heading up, and I was actually really surprised that you guys weren't dicks about it. All right, so
We're not dicks all the time, motherfucker.
oh, okay, that's a good one. reconnect one more time, see if I can get Metal's camera. Possibly this time.
No,
I
you
don't know.
won't.
Probably not. Nope.
Your connection is just your connection because everybody
Okay.
else gets.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah, the fact that I actually have metal right now, I'm not
Caboose,
touching
I will
anything.
send you those soon.
Yeah.
They will not kick in until something later, but I will make sure you get those. Okay, so, as of right now, you guys are heading back down the mountain paths. Are you guys making your way back to the area of the forest that you came from?
I'm heading
Well,
back to the same
Orange-
fucking tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
I'm
so-
following the dwarf.
Cool. I need survival checks from whoever's leading. So, is that you, Thorin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Check.
I'm on an advantage because.
I guess I'm bringing up the rear because I let the panther
There
go.
you go.
Okay. So it doesn't take you very long. It takes you probably about 45 minutes to an hour, but you do eventually find your way back down. You do find yourselves going through the same paths. You find the currently decomposing bodies of the goat men that you slayed earlier that day, kind of still in the same spots. And you eventually do make your way down through the mountain to the very base where you're now heading back into the North Pine Forest.
I would like to kick the corpse as I walk by because they hurt like a bitch.
Okay, so as Carrick walks by,
Bad.
you see him kind of look down the goat, sneer a little bit, and just wind up and whoomph, just send a kick right into this thing's deceased, like, midsection. As just
I would like to strength check to see if he breaks his toe.
I didn't say I was kicking it hard. I just said I was gonna, like it's just kind of one of those like nudge with the foot and keep going.
oh shit.
And I've lost all cams. Fuck you.
The world's moving.
Well, because someone was a dick and wrote Thesaurus.com really fucking small.
Thesaurus.
Dicks.
Tatornas? Tatora?
You know what?
Tatore.
I fucking hate you guys. Alright, so, anyway, you guys eventually do make it back down to, the base of the mountains where, the rocky landscape is now transforming into the smoother ground of the North Pine Forest, where you do see in the distance... Why? I can't wait to start writing shit on all your maps, Will. So, what would you guys like to do now?
Find the tree that we came through.
Okay. Make an intelligence check.
There's something I forgot.
Easy.
Okay. So, looking around, you notice the trees around you, and you're looking. No, not that one. And you see a larger tree about 100 feet deeper into the forest, and instantly, that's it. That's the one. And you approach the tree.
Out of interest, did you roll to see how long this bitch was going to be asleep?
I did, yes. She is currently still asleep.
Cool.
Yes, I remember I rolled that last time.
As long as you know.
Yes, so by this point, you guys have been traveling for about an hour and a half.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, so you arrive at the base of this large tree. The tree itself probably has a diameter of about 8 or 9 feet, and you are standing there at the base of it.
Did anybody ask who we were getting back?
Try knocking.
I do think we just walked through the
Alright.
tree and we didn't really think about it.
I put Ekoki down and I take my hammer and I hit the fucking tree.
Okay, roll an attack. Okay,
Not
So-
raging, but the damage will be -2.
so you bring your hammer up and wham, just slam it into this tree trunk, and you guys hear this sound just echo off this tree branch deeper into the forest. Clearly,
Yeah.
like bending in and cracking this part of the tree as the bark is now caved inwards.
Thorin doesn't really know how druid magic works, so
I don't think that's how it works.
but I'll try.
I meant knock as in knock on a door. Or is that how you open doors too?
That's generally how I open doors.
Can confirm.
mean-
Well,
Or it wouldn't be there anymore.
does anybody actually know where we're at? Is there another option, or do we just get to wander around now.
Oh, I know where we are based on the map that we were shown. But it's
The
days
village
travel
should be
back.
to the north.
Speaking of
northeast
which,
of us.
this
Oh, look, it's a map.
yes. So
It's
Uh,
a map.
this is the map. Currently, you guys are all here, right below the
We need
S
to get
in the
here.
fingers. Yes, this one right here, this specific structure that represents the Manoka Tribe.
Which structure?
Northern. Yes, the northernmost one, that one.
Yeah, it turns out we actually had the old version of the map. They hadn't updated it yet.
We downloaded the update earlier today. It's great.
Yeah. We found it actually in the cave, part of the mining system.
So are we going to continue knocking on trees, or head back towards their village, or are we gonna head back to one of the other towns and maybe get?
Would I know how roughly
Horse.
how many days it is travel?
Yes,
think you
looking
said
at the
2.
map, yeah, it would take you 2 days travel to get back to the Manoka Tribe. On the map, where these other structures are, these are also other Rovan tribes dwellings. You don't
But
know.
They told us they weren't all friendly.
Yes, they're not all friendly.
Oh well.
None of them have any names written on them, so you don't know which one's which, but you know those represent the Rovan tribes.
We can go to the closest tribe and force one of them to put us through a treat.
It's
If
an
they're not
option.
friendly.
Well, it's only 2 days.
So no one found out how.
Only 2 days, you don't have to carry this bitch.
She
Do
should be
you
able
want
get
me to
in at
carry
least,
her?
like, 2 or 3 hours.
No, it's fine. Sorry, I can't hear you, Katrina. You're very quiet.
It's not my fault.
Hold on till I turn you up. There you go. I can hear you now.
Let me turn you up a little bit too.
So we're all in favor of just trudging through the forest then, since apparently knocking on those trees not working.
Let's go to the closest village. What can I have?
Hmm.
I was told that if you have the names of the villages, Yanault is one that's likely going to attack us on sight.
Is this better?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I turned it up to 75%.
Say something that's
Okay.
not a whisper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I gotta make sure
Yeah,
That's better.
I got your back
You're
on
good.
again.
It's fine.
You're not peeking, so you're fine.
I was whispering to be nice in case it was significantly
Yeah,
louder.
you're not peeking. You're fine.
Oh, let me turn up to 100%.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm all for going in there while you guys hide in the forest and find out if they're friendly or not.
Well, why don't we just make our way to the closest tribe, and if they try to kill us on sight, we'll just, kill them, and move to the next tribe.
I'm not sure I'm completely for just killing all of them.
I mean, they're just Rovan.
Got a
I
point.
mean, if they attack me, they're gonna get hit. Whether or not they die or not is up to them.
Well, if we were planning on just attacking anyone on sight, I think I'd rather be feeling a little bit.
Make a mark of where you guys are.
Feel like I have a little bit more magic to me. I'm a little bit depleted.
You
at the
talking about resting again, Elf?
Does like sleeping a lot.
hate small folk.
I mean, we're the ones who have to walk twice as far as you.
That's true.
So, again, on the map, you guys are where the red X is. So looking where you are, there are three settlements, almost
Only
equidistant.
25 feet away.
It's only 25 feet. It's perfect.
Shut up.
I could get there in 6 seconds.
So,
That was only 15.
Go to Bellcliff.
fucking hate you guys. So, most of them are roughly the same distance. From what you can tell on the map, The one to the northeast is probably the closest, but not by much.
Okay.
Are any of them named?
On the map, no, none of them are named.
Well,
I feel
Whoa,
like
lead on,
that's a lot of
dwarf.
Information. Let's go. At least head northeast. That way, if they're not friendly, we're closer to where we're meant to be going.
You're heading to this one?
That's a fair assumption.
Okay, so, you guys begin to trudge off into the forest.
Ba-da-bum.
So you guys begin walking. Judging by your map, it'll take you probably most of the rest of the afternoon, because I think by this time it's about, I want to say 2, 3 o'clock, I believe, if my timing is right.
Yeah, enough.
Woke up,
Yeah.
went to the tree, couple hour walk to the cave.
Yep.
Yes.
Couple
So
hour
you're about
walk.
you're about mid-afternoon at this point. And judging by the
Yeah.
map, you would most likely get there right at or possibly a little bit before sundown.
Trina.
Yes.
Yeah. I pull out my blacksmith's hammer and hand it to her. If this bitch wakes up and starts mouthing off, just hit her with that.
There. I could just use this one though. She holds up her light hammer. It's about the same size.
Either or. Hit her with both.
Okay.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, everybody make a perception check.
I was about to say, can I do a perception check to see
Yes.
if the panther's following us?
Okay.
I have no right rolling this high on perception.
Okay, so as you guys walk, you make it about 15 minutes into the woods. You're kind of looking around, keeping an eye, you especially, Carrick, looking for the panther. As far as you can tell, you don't see the panther anywhere. You do hear kind of the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves going back and forth, but anytime you go to investigate, it turns out to be just some sort of smaller animal. Doesn't seem like anything's really around this particular area.
Yeah, I'll be close. Won't stray too far from this master.
Okay, so as you guys continue to walk, in another hour or so, suddenly you guys feel a very noticeable drop in temperature. Whereas this time of year, actually, I can give you the exact month now because I figured that out. You are currently in the last days of Hillman, which is one of the first fall months. So it is roughly a little bit colder this time, probably the closest to what we on Earth would consider November-ish, possibly a little bit earlier. But suddenly, as you continue to walk, the temperature drops, and you begin to see bits of frost, and you see what looks to be very, very light flurries of snow.
Did anyone else feel that?
It's a touch
Do
colder.
Do y'all also see snow?
I mean, I feel more comfortable than I was before. I don't know about you guys, but it feels significantly colder.
This is an abnormal cold. Or is it something we would expect for this time of year in this region?
Make a nature check. Ivan, you can do it with advantage because you are at least from this continent.
I was about to say, it's like, we were just further north than this and it wasn't snowing. But
We're further south.
no, we were further north because we are currently south.
Oh, you mean like when we were at the village? I thought you meant like
Yeah.
shortly further north.
Okay.
My bad.
So, Katrina, you look around like, oh, this is kind of nice. Ivan, you think for yourself for a second. It's not. This is weird. Like, it's not winter. We still have
druid magic.
we still have another month until full-on winter starts.
Bloody rolling.
I don't like this at all. Shouldn't be this cold yet.
No, it shouldn't. Okay. Give me 1 second then.
Can I do a Arcana
Hi.
check to see if this might be like a defensive thing?
Sure.
Katrina hides.
Okay. So, Carrick, as you kind of close your eyes and try to sense into the air, you don't really sense anything magical. It doesn't seem to be... I mean, it's definitely odd that this is, that it's the temperature's dropped, but you don't feel any kind of a spell. There's nothing that seems to be causing this weather, at least nothing magically.
Oh, I guess there's nothing for it but to press forward.
Aye.
Just
I
stay
press
sharp.
forward.
Shh, I'm being quiet.
Okay, so, you guys press forward. Just give me 1 second so I can pop you guys over to the correct map.
I just love how Katrina is like hidden all the time, and all the rest of us are just stomping around in the heavy armor and whatnot. And
I have no armor.
well,
I
Thor
feel like
doesn't
I should
have
almost.
armor, but
I
Thor
feel like I
doesn't-
should almost get advantage on stealth
doesn't-
because of the party that I'm with at times.
I feel like Thorin just
Really
walks
hide
around
when you have
hitting trees
two
with
people
his
in plate
hammer.
mail.
When did
Oh, yeah.
the snow get?
Thorin is probably noisier than anyone in full plate.
So, as you guys continue to walk, you do eventually reach, turn that down a lot. You do eventually get further into the woods. Now, this area, whereas you saw just flurries and bits of frost, this area of the forest, the deeper you get in, the more north you're heading towards this village, the trees are now coated in snow. There's at least probably 2 to 3 inches piled on the ground, icicles dangling from some of the trees, and you feel the wind seem to kind of whip through the trees, almost as if there may be a storm coming. You're not entirely sure.
Can I check the layer of frost on the tree and figure out how long the tree has been frozen for?
Sure.
And can I make a perception check for a fawn?
For what?
A fawn.
Do I see a light post nearby?
Ha 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 ha. This is
See.
fucking Narnia, all right, dicks.
Anyways, frostbite level on the tree.
Mr.
How long it looks like it's
Thomas.
been frozen for?
So you kind of look at it. So Katrina, you walk up to a tree and kind of like scratch at some of the frost. And what you realize as you do, you kind of pull some of the frost off the tree. And what you notice is the tree itself underneath doesn't really feel cold. Like it still seems to have a bit of warmth to it.
Okay, so it's fairly recent, or the magic doesn't affect the tree.
Make an intelligence check.
My nature
Like
check
the
doesn't do
business.
that. Damn it.
Well, so your nature check, you realize that. With your intelligence check, I'm gonna see if you can connect the dots.
Fuck yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
I need to click it twice.
you look at this, and in the back of your head, you realize whatever's happening to this area, it was frozen like that, like almost flash frozen.
Guys, I'm pretty sure this is either a flash storm or some sort of druid pulled in storm as a defense mechanism. Something similar
What
to
a
that.
white
I'm not quite
dragon.
sure.
Either way.
I mean, a white dragon would be more of like bits and pieces, not affecting the climate, unless it's, settled in here for a long period of time.
Maybe the dwarf was sarcastic.
Oh,
What? Thorin? Be sarcastic? Dwarves don't understand sarcasm.
At any rate, I'm not sure I like any of it.
Yes, let's proceed with caution.
They'll be fine.
Thought we already were.
Shh.
More caution?
More caution.
Oh.
Double the
Double
caution.
the caution.
At this point, we're quadruple the caution.
Rovan?
All right, so judging from where you are, you realize that you probably have another hour or so until you reach the Rovan village.
But it wouldn't be out of character for them to travel this far out to hunt, right?
The Rovan, you mean?
Yeah.
Based on what you've seen, they're very much nomadic and wandering. So yeah, for as far as you can tell, they probably would be out this far if they were hunting.
I'll keep an eye out for tracks.
Okay.
That tends to rabble.
Okay. So you look down on the ground. searching for any type of tracks or markings, you find bits and pieces of what look to be humanoid tracks, but they kind of scatter in a couple areas, and it seems like whatever was going on around here seemed to be some sort of panic happening.
Looks like there was a wee bit of a scuffle.
This might not have been the Rovan that did this. This might have been something else.
Hello?
Do you want me to get their attention, Thorin?
You might get the attention for everything for 4 miles. I'm just trying to get the attention to anything locally.
Okay.
Do I see anything with my perception check?
So looking ahead, as you guys continue to walk, a couple more minutes pass by, and Carrick, looking ahead through the now kind of whitewashed landscape, you do see what looks to be at least some figure standing about probably 60 feet in front of you.
Threatening, non-threatening, just kind of standing there waiting.
Just kind of seems to be standing there.
Facing us, facing away.
From here you can't tell. Because
the lower half goat.
Maybe a scarf on the upper
It's
half.
a fair question. We're in the
fucking
snow.
kill all of you.
It could be a mountain goat.
It is not fucking Narnia.
I apologize. I started this. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
in my defense,
If you didn't, someone
last
else would.
session we fought a goat man.
You-
Not out of the question.
But a
Is
goat.
it a lion? Aslan!
I'm not answering
that
that
you?
question. I'm not answering that question. So, you see a figure about 60, 70 feet in front of you, just seems to be standing there, not really, doesn't seem to be doing anything.
I
I don't
point
see
him out.
shit. I'm looking at the ground.
I was going to point him out to y'all.
Right. When he points it out, is it moving at all?
No.
Okay, well, I know what it is, but Thorin doesn't. He's gonna march up to it.
Okay.
Hey,
At-
you there!
As you call out, you get no response.
I figured.
Hello,
Uh,
I go right up to it.
team.
As you go up to it, you notice it seems to be what you think to be a Rovan based off of what you've met recently. Looks to have a tannish skin, piecemeal leather armor, and currently seems to be locked in a pose of having its bow drawn, completely frozen over.
See, white dragon.
I was going to say Ice Queen, but alright.
You would see a little girl that might be singing around here.
This is definitely more and more disturbing the further we go.
Faywin, make a perception check. Okay.
I have a death grip on her as she's holding my shoulder.
She's awake. You can definitely tell she's awake. She seems to be trying to pretend like she's still asleep, but she is awake.
Okay, I'll slap her.
As you slap her, ugh! What?
Oh, bitch, you're awake.
I hit Thorin in the shoulder.
Oi! I said hit her, not me, you silly.
I'm sorry, I can't. I don't use this thing often.
Wait, you were trying to. Who were you trying to hit?
I was trying to hit her in the head, and I hit Thorin.
Okay. Yeah. So instead, you kind of hit the hammer off of Thorin's head.
Yes, she's awake. For who knows how long she's been awake, though.
Matters no. Do you know where we are?
Should I try again?
She kind of looks around. Yes, this is odd. It's not supposed to be like this.
Aye, we figured that out. Where are we?
Quite helpful, thank you.
We, as I check my notes,
Is Elsa nearby?
we're next to the. This is Hawin territory. I don't know. Just put me down for a second.
Insight.
Okay, roll an insight.
I put her down, but hold on to her bindings.
Okay.
I
Make
draw the pepper box. As he
make-
sets her down.
make a perception check as you do that, Thorin.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So you drop her down. You're holding under her bindings. So with your insight checks, you can. She was kind of straining to look as she was over Thorin's shoulder. Looks like she's just trying to get a better look. As she kind of looks around, she tries to stand up, keeping her bindings kind of in Thorin's grip. The village should be it should be that way, straight ahead. I don't. Be careful. This is really strange. It's
Do you know if they have defense mechanisms like this?
no. No one really has anything like this. This is not
Are they friendly?
this is not us. Friendly? Yes. Yeah. You mean to my tribe?
Yes.
Yes.
And before you try to surprise us or anything with her like dashing away or whatnot, her feet are bound as well. So just to have
I know.
you know that, Chili. Okay.
She ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. They were a friendly tribe. I don't know what happened to them. And she kind of
You know
peeks
this
up.
one.
She peers over your shoulder and kind of looks at the frozen figure. No, I've never met him before. I never really traveled much really this far south before.
Does he look elven, the guy who's frozen?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Let's making sure.
Think
Also-
pretty there's any life left in him.
I mean, I could try. Can you just? She kind of looks at her hands. Just
Can I do a medicine check on him?
yeah, sure.
On the statue guy?
Be fucked.
He did.
He did.
Yeah. Oh shit, he did.
No need.
Yeah.
Does he know if he died before or after he was frozen? Oh, probably. During.
From what you can, based off your medicine check as well as what you're actually looking at, clearly he was in the middle of attacking and frozen solid.
You've got no way of bringing him back.
Me?
Any of you?
Not without carrying him. Not yet.
I suppose I could try.
Why do we want to bring it back? He didn't do anything for
I
us.
could try.
I think we'll defrost him. We don't want a popsicle.
She kind of tries to, like, she motions to her hands in your grasp. Do you want me to try?
I hold on. I take my rope and I tie it around her waist, and then tie it to mine.
Okay.
And then cut her bindings.
Okay. You cut her bindings. She begins to walk towards the figure. And you see as she kind of walks, she's rubbing her hands together, which at first you kind of feel like maybe she's just kind of getting acclimated to the cold. But the more she rubs her hands, you see a very faint golden energy begin to emanate from her hands as she eventually places both of them on this figure's body, and she closes her eyes to concentrate. And as she does, this energy begins to kind of emanate out from her hands, kind of cascading over the entire body as slowly you see the layer of frost begin to crack in some places until eventually, kind of in a little mini explosion, just as the ice just shatters off of him as she kind of drops, very obviously exhausted from whatever she just did. And as the ice comes back, the figure, almost instinctively, as if continuing his last action, draws the arrow and points back. Ah! What? Who are you?
Well, hi.
People have just defrosted you.
Welcome back.
Welcome
kinda
back
like-
to life.
You want to take a
Where-
look around?
You see, he kind of looks around. What's happening? Where am I?
What attacked
You
you?
tell us.
We're hoping you could. What he said.
We were out on a hunt. Kind of, he still has the bow drawn. Not really. He kind of moving back and forth. Not really picking any one person. We were on a hunt, and we heard this noise. Some sort of giant roar, and then we saw movement in the tree, and I shot at it, and then now I'm here. Where
Was
am
it
I?
a white dragon?
I don't.
He's very fixated on the white dragon. Just roll with it.
You said you took a shot at it. You must have seen it.
I saw movement. I didn't see what it was.
I mean, a white dragon.
What was the last day you remember? What was the day?
The date? I mean, we don't really have the concept of days. I don't really know.
Okay, month. General time of the year. I'm trying to figure out how long you've been frozen. If this is
Not
recent.
long.
I was
Maybe
frozen?
a
Except the
week.
week. No.
Okay,
you were
we've already
sitting on a
stated this,
sunny
you're wasting your
beach.
time.
Look around you. Yes, you were frozen.
You're just perspiring in the middle of this frozen forest, you know. That's why you're soaking wet.
Last thing I know, it was the 26th day of Hillman.
And that's
What day is it
enough.
now?
It is currently the 29th day of Hillman.
Huh.
that's
So you've
not too
been
bad.
frozen for 3 days.
That's not too bad.
3 days.
You'll be
Yeah, it
fine.
could have been worse. I knew a guy once who was frozen for 3 weeks. He wasn't too happy. He missed a wedding and everything.
He immediately, his head spins to the northeast, and he takes off running.
Don't come
I
back.
wait for us. Stupid frickin' Robin.
Guess we
Should
should follow him
on
now.
foot. He wouldn't be
Now
able
let's
to run
just
as
follow
fast.
him.
Stay
Well-
at my pace. Don't want you running off.
At least we know which way for sure where the village is.
As he runs, Ekoki kind of looks at you guys. You're not really going there, are you? We can just avoid it.
Of course we're going
No,
there.
of course we're going. Yes.
It's more interesting than our current situation, so.
It's on the way anyway.
She kind of just like glares at you. You know,
They're nosy. Just
Mentioning that,
you get used
how
to it.
is, as we're running, Ekoki, how is your mind doing?
what do you mean?
Well, you don't seem as
Do you
crazed
feel
as you
do you
were.
feel cloudy at all?
I don't know. I feel like I just have my head hurts.
That would be
Fair.
because we smacked her in the head.
No,
And
Yeah,
you were strangled for a while, so it could be lack
Like
of
you-
yeah, about
lack
that.
of area.
I don't know. Like you ever? She's kind of moving along
Do you
with you.
remember
She
any of
looks
it?
at you.
What's the last
Bit-
thing you remember?
That's what I asked.
I mean,
Sorry, Fayewood, you're very quiet.
Yeah, very quiet.
I'll lean
feeling-
closer to my mic, damn it.
There you go.
There you go.
she kind of looks to you. I don't know. It's all kind of hazy. Lindis
Her
appeared.
hands aren't bound anymore, right?
Oh, that's right. They're not. She has the child leash attached to Thorin. Which-
I hand
Oh,
her
she's still
her.
hobbled too.
I hand her her journal, and I say, "What's the last time you remember in this? Writing in it, I mean."
She kind of looks. She grabs it from me and she looks through as you guys are making your way down deeper into the forest. And she brings herself to a page and she kind of looks at it. When the fuck did I write this? And she points to a page.
I want to point at the date that she probably wrote up in the corner. But then
I'm going to take a wild guess. Say you don't want to kill your brother today.
Why would I want to kill my brother?
Well, that's what you've been threatening to do for a while now.
What?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
been trying to kill you too. So
You've,
at least it was
you've
mutual.
attempted it a couple of times.
And how are you feeling about starting wars today? Is that still on your list?
Well, wars with who?
Oh, good, she's cured.
Thorn, I think we can
what was
untie
the
her.
name of that
at least.
bloody matron? What was the name of that
Can I
matron
do-
again? I know.
Linda.
An
Lindis.
insight check.
I am
to
tired.
Make sure she's not just pulling her chain.
Okay. She seems genuinely confused. Like it's almost like you're talking to someone who just woke up from being blacked out and you're explaining everything they did.
Got it.
You remember
Hangover
Lindis
situation.
giving you an artifact?
Yeah. I do. I know it was weird. She'd been gone for years and no one had seen her. And then she came back and unfortunately I had been exiled by then. But she gave me this crown. Oh God! And you see her kind of pat her bags. Oh God, is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
We're not quite sure where it's at the moment.
But you don't have it.
No,
I had it, and then it disappeared from my bag.
We're thinking
I'm
it
not
might have
quite sure.
teleported either back to you or back to Lindis.
You see her kind of check,
Somehow.
frantically begins patting her bags, and as soon as you see she doesn't find it, oh thank God, oh thank God. I don't want that thing anywhere near me. It's just don't want it.
Well, if you find it, give it to me.
Where did Lindis
Okay.
get it
Or
from? Do you know?
I don't know. She's been gone for
Yes, babe.
years, and we thought she was dead.
Do you know why she gave it to you?
She just said that I was the one to use it. I thought it was just like, I don't know what it was.
Do you have any way of contacting Lindis now?
I feel we should have a spotlight on her right now.
No, I wasn't really.
Anything
They-
you could do that would make her appear, perhaps save you.
Well,
You were her
do
pupil,
remember
correct?
that she happened to be in the village just the other day. She disappeared right before we left. She
I
had
have a
shown
feeling
up
she was
first time
probably
when-
looking for her.
She had shown up at once in however long, and then
Do
when we
you
went
have
to summon her, she
Any
disappeared.
way to get her back here?
Well, from the bits and pieces. Let me check for that. From what I do know, I'm assuming she'd probably find me.
Okay, what would cause that?
I don't know. You ask a lot of questions.
Well, we have a lot of questions and very few answers.
I don't have the answers. Where is my panther?
Just checking.
Follow it. Probably here. It's been following us.
You see her kind of look around. As you guys are still running, yes, interrogating someone as you're running through a blizzard. You see her as she kind of pulls this small wooden, looks like a pipe from her bag, and she brings it up and blows into it. You don't hear anything, but she blows into it, puts it back in her pocket, and keeps running.
Was that a dog whistle?
No, it's a panther.
No, it's a panther whistle.
Oh.
Fucking dickheads. Okay, so eventually, as you guys run, you eventually break into this clearing, where you see a village that looks very similar to what you saw when you were in the Manoka Tribe. However, as you can probably assume, many parts of it are just completely frozen over. There are actually lines of what seem to be a trail of icicles that just go in a straight line and impact into a tree. Part of the houses built up into the trees have actually seemed to have collapsed in on themselves and seem to be kind of hanging dangerously off the edges of some of the trees. Some of the rope bridges that span have been just sundered and just hanging lazily in the wind.
Seems like a pretty chill place.
Does it look like there's any impact sites?
Hold on. You take 9 pun damage. So, impact sites is in like something landing.
No, like a breath weapon.
Yes. Okay. So when you especially Thorin, I'm pretty sure you would have probably a better idea of this coming from Bolgrim. Yeah. So you notice that the trail of icicles, you pretty much assume that is some sort of residue from the breath weapon, as these crystals kind of paint this line that goes across, expands out, and then it hits into various trees. You do see more of those figures kind of frozen in various states of, some are running away, some seem to be drawing swords or bows.
Probably should have defrosted one of them. They saw it better than this guy, whoever he is.
Make a perception
Can I
check.
do a nature check?
Sure.
I don't care about that guy. I'll do
Okay.
a nature check on the breath weapon.
What are you specifically looking for?
I'm looking at the breath weapon to see if I can determine what size of creature it would have been from.
Okay. So what you do notice is this specific breath weapon. You have seen all manner of dragons flying around Bulgrim. Bulgrim is home to many dragons. And with that knowledge, you're able to kind of hone in on this, looking into it. Of course, it is a white dragon, as you can probably assume. Gazing at the spread of the ice, as well as the intensity of the different crystals, the ice crystals that have formed, it's probably just a young dragon. You've seen way bigger.
Let's all laugh at the dwarf, when he mentions dragons, but no.
Oh, so it is dragon. Oh, let me look at my bingo book, see if I have a contract for a white dragon.
Oh, I remember I did
Caboose,
like this.
roll a d20.
Oh, shoot. I was just kidding.
High or low? Oh, well, too late now. Okay.
I always go high in my
Okay,
defense,
so you look through your book, and sure enough, you do have a contract asking for white dragon teeth and possibly a couple scales.
Ooh, another contract complete. Maybe we should freeze one of them and see where it went. Or unfreeze them.
It's been 3 days. Think we can really track it?
Well,
With this level of frost still here, it's in the area.
I was just say, if it does this, it can't have gone far, or would be hard to find.
Dragon!
You might want to fire off your weapon now, Katrina.
Ooh, okay.
I'm in the worst
Dragon.
possible shape to take on a dragon right
It,
now.
it could be territorial.
Do we want to? Do we
I
want
mean,
to?
we could always sit in a... We could
Rest
sit for
first,
half an
right?
hour, you know?
Maybe we should, figure it. Where's that? Where did that guy go? Does anyone see him?
You can roll perception checks if you're
Nope.
looking for him. Thorn's too busy investigating the ice shards.
Do I see the world?
So, Katrina, as you
see
look
the
around, having
Do I see the
having
dragon?
yeah, having also come from Bulgrim, you are familiar with this type of weather, and you kind of have an ability to kind of shield your eyes for a second, let them adjust to the snow around you, so you fight the snow blindness. And as you look up, you do see faint glimmers of what looks to be some sort of fire flickering not too far into this village. Clearly in one of the destroyed buildings, but you see the yellow and reds and oranges of a flame kind of giving light out from that building.
There's something over there. I'll start making my way over there.
Oh,
Sneakily.
I was gonna say I follow, but let me
Oh
see
my
if I
gosh.
can-
So
My
again,
next roll. My next roll, I could tie the chili streak.
She disappeared. I have no clue where she's at.
so
I
Katrina
heard,
again.
I heard her say, "Yeah, it's over there."
Yeah, going over there, and she immediately uses her Bulgrimese cunning and just blends in with the snow and almost seems to disappear for most of you guys.
Ekoki.
So she's burrowing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. She just kind of goes and just disappears under the snow. Keeps running.
You're a beastmaster. Can you sense a dragon?
I can try. I've hunted some younger wormlings before. I've never seen one get to be this age, honestly. Usually we try to hunt them down before they get any older.
It's even much bigger than this.
Yeah, usually they're further to the west. I can certainly try. Would you mind if we got some cover? It's a bit cold out.
Bloody elves and their acclimatizations.
She kind of does an office look to the camera. And then keeps walking forward. Let's see, does she see it? She does. Okay. So, as she kind of puts her arm up blocking the snow, you see her kind of look up, and she turns back to you guys. There seems to be shelter here. And she makes her way towards the small ruined building where you see the fire flickering in the distance.
I'll stay outside. I'll cut her free.
Okay. So, as you do, she eventually begins making her way to the building. So, Thorn, you're staying outside of it, though?
Yep.
Katrina, you would have gotten there first. So, are you going in, or are you staying outside?
That's still a check. She's going in.
Okay. So, as you enter, as you approach, you hear voices speaking inside inside this remnants of a building. As you enter, let me just double check to see. Yeah, of course. Okay, yeah, I figured. So, you real quickly slip in, and as you do, this is a building that's about 10 feet by 15 feet. Clearly, it was one of the lower level homes. Part of the roof is completely caved in. You hear the wind whipping, kind of whistling and howling through the hole, but inside the house itself has remained relatively dry. And in the middle of the room, there seems to be a very small campfire flickering. And sitting by the campfire is the elf you had recently dethawed, who seems to be talking to another Rovan, who she has long, almost bright red hair, kind of pulled back into various braids that kind of go down her back. She seems to be having this long green cloak that she's kind of covering over herself. She has a spear propped up against the wall behind her, and at her hip seems to be what looks to be a small warhammer.
Okay. I just want to take position, kind of. I'm gonna sit in a chair, kind of like off the ways from there. Just kind of listening, just chilling in the chair.
Okay. So as you sit, they clearly do not notice you. Listening in, you do hear the elf you freed before is speaking to her. I have her name right. Okay. You hear him, matron. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. This thing, this dragon, you say, we saw it moving, and next thing I know, it's been 3 days later. What happened? Where is everyone? And you see her, Katrina, as her face kind of drops a little bit, as just you see sadness go across her face. Well, not long after you left for the hunting party, this thing, this dragon, appeared, attacked our home, sent many of us scattered into the woods. I, among many others, remained to try and drive it off, and we did for a time. But it does seem to come back, harassing us. Hasn't come back for a day or two yet, but we remain here, trying to see if we can save as many as we can. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Andres,
Catching up.
looking for a dragon.
Okay, so eventually, Ekoki, Ivan, Carrick, and Faywin, you guys will all reach the door later on. As you approach, you do hear the voices. Are you guys coming in stealthily or just walking up?
The only person that does stealth is Katrina.
Okay.
The rest of us are super freaking loud. We're just we're
I don't
not.
know. Faywin could
Maybe
be quiet.
Faywin.
Faywin could be quiet, probably.
Maybe we could be quiet, but he hangs
Yeah.
around us all the time, so he's not quiet.
Okay. So as you walk
Oh,
up,
he's now.
I'm not actually going to stealth. I just
okay. So as you guys approach, Katrina, from inside, you hear the sounds of the crunching of snow as the two figures whip around, and you hear them say something in Elvish as the woman stands, spear in one hand, gripping her warhammer in the other, still on her hip, and the man spins around, staying kneeling with his bow out, drawn.
I just watched it happen.
Eventually, as you guys enter the doorway, you are met with this sight of two Rovan elves clearly ready to fight as they look through the door. As the woman looks to you, "Who are you?"
Jeez,
I'm
he's
just
the
gonna
frosty
say-
guy, and he goes and tries to shoot you.
Doesn't what's her face get there first?
Yes. Well, by this point, you guys would all approach around the same time. And as you guys enter the building, she asks who you are. Quickly, though, the other elf kind of turns, notches his bow again, or not notches, quiver, puts the bow arrow back in the quiver, turns, matron, please. They're friendly. They are the reason. They're the reason I'm here. And you see her eyes kind of narrow and look at you as she pulls back the spear, places it against the wall, and sits back by the fire. Please, join us. As she
Yeah,
motions in front of you.
we freed him from the ice. Katrina says from the back of the room.
Okay. As you do, you see her head whip around as she grabs the warhammer off her belt and throws it over and towards your corner. Clearly, it misses as it impacts into the wall behind you.
Does it hit above my head?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's like 2 feet above her.
Yes.
Um,
Who are you?
Clearly someone you didn't anticipating being small.
She's with us.
Very well. She raises her hand. The warhammer flies back to her hand again. She puts it back in her belt.
Femtor.
Does yours do that, Thorin?
I'm not there.
No.
She kind of watched. Oh my god, that was so cool! Can I try?
Um,
Katrina's actually like wide-eyed like a kid.
She kind of laughs to
Natalie
herself.
Portman.
Unfortunately, no. Honestly, this shouldn't even work for me, but it was a gift.
Oh, that's fun. Anyways, Seb, sorry, I've just been sitting here listening to your conversation. I didn't want to interject, and you didn't notice as I came in. Clearly, a short thing. Sorry. Sorry, I'm
You-
not your height that you're looking for.
You've been listening this whole time as her eyes kind of dart back to the figure you freed, who gives a very, like, I don't know, look, and you see her, with almost lightning speed, grabs the spear and just thwack! Just whacks him on the back of the, on like, top of his shoulder blades. Ah!
I mean,
Just
in his
returns the spear again.
defense, you weren't facing me when I walked in the door. It's not my fault you didn't see me.
This seems to be a pretty common matron sort of thing to do.
What does?
Ignoring gnomes?
Whacking the others of the tribe.
Yeah, I must say that seems to be a cultural thing.
Mostly just the men.
They probably deserve it.
Most times they do. So, is there something I can help you with? What brings you to this? As she kind of motions in village, just very sarcastically.
Just passing through.
Oh well, originally we were chasing down that one, and she points to Ekoki. Well, we captured her. You're gonna head back towards her village, and then we came across your village and saw that there was frost everywhere, and possibly something fun to do.
Frost, yes, fun. I suppose.
It depends on your definition.
I mean,
Yes, Thorin, you can short rest since you're outside.
it's a dragon, right?
Yes, it is. It is a white dragon.
Yeah, as I said, fun. I could pay
You-
money for that.
You have a very curious form of fun, small one.
You have no idea.
Making money?
No, the money I understand. The calling a dragon fun, that's interesting.
Well, if she makes money.
Yeah.
from
I
the
mean,
dragon.
it's all in the matter of grading myself for later endeavors.
Katrina, you do see she kind of gives you a small nod as a little smile creeps across her face. Clearly impressed at the thought of this small gnome wanting to hunt down a dragon.
Respect.
Well, I wish I could give you more information, but the dragon hasn't been back for a day or two. She kind of points outside at the blizzard, blowing winds outside, kicking up all the snow. It's clearly nearby, but we haven't had enough people to go out and look for it.
You think if we just hung some meat up outside and just come eat it?
Have you seen the size of it yet?
I
What
think
What does
that's a
any of
great
this have to
idea.
do with finding the crown?
Crown? What? The matron kind of looks at you. What crown?
Not you. The rest.
I just look at
I'm
Faywin.
talking to the rest.
I do think we were avoiding that subject for the time. Present
Yes, well,
company
the
and
longer
all.
we wait, the worse it gets. If we distract ourselves with this, then who knows what's going to happen to it. Let's take a Ekoki and go.
Well, I mean, as good of a decision as that is, and I actually agree with it, it might be in our best chance to possibly help this tribe. They might have someone who can send us to the tribe faster than if we merely walked there.
Or who's to say that we don't start walking through this part of the forest and then there's a dragon suddenly on top of us. I would rather like to know where it's at.
I mean, it's a really long walk. I have tiny legs. We can take a break, right?
Well,
Alright, sorry. That I kept
I'm-
hearing this noise, and I just now realized it was the game noise. I kept hearing
yeah.
some of those
At the
cricket
beginning of the
behind me.
session, I was
"What
like trying to, because I thought I heard a cricket or something, and I'm like, it's still snowing outside. How is there a cricket already? Which, by the way, it's fucking April. Come on. Well, perhaps Ekoki, I'm sure, can get us back to the village much faster than any of us could. Even if we find these guys, even if we get help from this tribe.
But we still have the dragon following us.
Why would it be following us?
Well, it's
We've
in
done
the
nothing
general
to it.
area.
That's fair.
Where's
Where's
Thorn?
Thorn? Where did Koki go?
You know he's
Koki,
looking for the
Koki is in
dragon.
with you, and as you
I
mentioned,
thought she was tied to Thorin.
no, Thorn
He
on
set her free.
Tribe. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she's also sitting on the fire, kind of warming herself up. As Faywin puts the idea forth, if I could, I would send us back. I don't have the same powers as my father. She turns, matron, do you have a way to send us back? And the matron kind of looks up at you all. I would not ask you to take part in a fight that's not yours. This is our fight. If you wish me to send you back, I can send you back.
I would be happy to
At
help
that
you
point,
after we
you
finish our
hear
business.
angry dwarf outside hitting a tree, going, "Come on, then, you bloody dragon! I'll be having you."
I don't think we're gonna get the dwarf out of here before we kill this
I
thing.
mean, I'll be honest. I'm gonna get money payment either way. I'm okay. I whatever we want to do.
Then just send me into Koki.
Yeah, but then you might get my share of the payment.
How are you getting paid either way? This is already to pay back for bringing Thorn back to life.
I went to
You
war.
agreed to that.
I've got gold,
You agreed to that
lots of
deal.
gold.
As
That
you
was
guys
the
are-
original agreement.
as
We
you-
already accomplished that.
As you guys are talking, you just hear crack, crack, as just all these tree branches are just being cracked, sent asunder. As you hear Thorn, come on, just screaming into the wind.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go help the dwarf real quick. Katrina walks outside.
So Katrina walks outside, pulling the small pepper box from her bag, puts it in the air, and just shoots off around as it echoes off
Eric
into the
just-
forest.
Eric just goes, I'm really not in the best shape to be fighting a dragon right now. I really hate those two.
Stealth right away, you asshole.
Just shit him out. I don't think that I, in good conscience, can leave this village to suffer this fate.
Lots of gold, dragon.
But if
So much.
the two of you wish to head back, I suppose we'll see you in the village. And I will too head out into the wilderness.
I would be happy to head back here and help out as soon as I get more information about the crown. Carrick, I realize why you would want it, but suffice to say that my motivations are much more dire.
By the way, that insight that I did earlier, that was on Faywin, trying to kind of figure out why he was even more fervent than me to get the crown.
Okay.
Sure.
You can,
yeah. So
yeah, that's up to you if you want to.
yeah.
Thorin just
So
beating
for-
the shit out of a tree.
For a 21, I'd say like you can tell that Faywin there's a lot of desperation, and while it doesn't seem like he's going to die if he doesn't get the crown, there is a notion of like his mental state is going to like there's something very core to his being that hinges on this.
Hmm.
And I guess I'll actually just make a deception to see how. Okay, wow. Okay, yeah. So
If you want, you can just whisper it to me or something like that. Give you a second. Basically,
Oh.
Eric's just gonna
Give me a sec to figure out like how much you would actually be able to tell from this.
I heard white dragons were no stronger than a kobold.
as,
As
the,
I
as the dwarf continues to hurl insults.
as I walk by Faywin, I put my hand on his shoulder, and you know, Iona herself asked me to find this crown. We'll find it again. It's what I'm supposed to do now. And I can't help but feel that you don't just walk into a frozen forest with a dragon every day. It's kind of where we're supposed to be right now. I'm gonna go help
At
the
most.
dwarf.
at most it'd only be a day or two out of our way. And maybe it's closer than we think.
Katrina's like sitting outside the door as well with that stealth roll. She kind of like plop down in the snow, and it's like her whole body's covered in snow except for her eyes, and she's just looking around.
Mini Steve.
Can I roll an anti-stealth roll for how noisy I'm?
You also have a plus 12 to that?
22.
And,
I'm being noisy AF.
I'm gonna pull a Leb
And
as I
also-
finish talking with Faywin and just start banging my sword on my shield.
Also,
I'm
Okay.
gonna take
for
a,
the
I'm gonna take
insight,
a,
I'll-
I'm gonna take
I'll
a short
say,
rest in the snow.
So,
So
I
that-
just want to
they're-
turn to the matron like, I correct myself. I hate all of them so much.
I pull one of the 4 gold pieces I have out and I flick it into the snow. There's more where that came from, you fucking white beast.
fucking hate you guys. Okay, so as Thorin,
For the insight, Carrick, you basically wouldn't know. As far as you'd be able to actually figure out, like it would be impossible to know any further than it's just basically a very core to his being, and it's sort of like redemption
You
based.
need it.
Need it, and there's a strong feeling of redemption as like a motivator.
okay, at this point, Thorin, as you are slamming into trees, Katrina fires off her pepper box. You flick coins randomly into the snow, just daring this
Only
thing
one,
to
eh?
show up. just one.
I only have 4.
Flick one of your precious coins into the snow, just screaming out, looking for this dragon. There's just a moment of silence as the wind just keeps whipping through the trees, until eventually, rising over the wind, you hear as this roar
That's what I'm
bellows.
talking about.
Faywin just looks down to the ground. You lot are fucking lucky.
Double stealth.
For Faywin and Carrick, who are you guys are still in the house, right?
Yeah. Do I hear it with a 14?
Yes. Oh, yeah. You hear this roar bellow somewhere further to the north as the matron you've been talking to grabs her spear from the wall, uses it to help her up. Let's go! And she sprints out into the snow and begins heading further north.
I just, as she does that, I just want to. I just kind of look.
I like her.
If they weren't still standing there, I hate all of these people. I'm almost halfway limping out. Blood just pouring from wounds from earlier. Just,
After I hear
Thorin's
the
sitting
dragon
there just
roar, I
cackling.
step back into the clearing, just laughing, hammers out, just waiting.
Okay. So
He's holding his action for rage.
from where you guys are, you are in the village. You heard the roar coming from about 100 feet to your north. So are you heading towards the roar?
Nope, I'm waiting for it. I'm calling it out, man.
Okay.
Oh, you!
So let us bring you guys to the correct map.
Come on then, you worm. Don't be
I
hiding
just
in the
want to let you know
trees.
I am completely tapped out of spells, so good
Ah!
luck. No
Ah!
healing support.
It spells.
That was wrong. My bad, mistake. Okay, so
It's fine. It's a big ass dragon.
so you guys are over here on this path.
Shit, I'm still inside.
Hold, please.
My health. It's not. No, it's not very good.
Mine's max.
I'm sure I figure out
maxed
how
them,
little
my
Carrick would be
weakness.
able to help if I got into any trouble here.
Wait, where's the house that?
So you guys are all over here, coming from this path. So, Faywin, Carrick, you guys are about 20 feet off the map right now.
Okay.
The other three, you are roughly where you are, because you guys have been waiting out there trying to call this thing out. So, as you guys hear this roar again, let's make this shit good. Is it this
Do
one?
it.
So, you stand in this clearing, waiting, as further to the north. So, just a heads up. Let me make sure I know this because we had a little bit of trouble about this session 1. That is north.
No.
Why?
Definitely east.
It's north, okay, dickheads?
So why not turn the map? Or something?
Because I didn't feel like it, okay? That's why.
Or you could just have us start at the bottom of the map and that be north.
Shut up.
You just gotta
Anyway,
be awkward.
shut up! Alright, anyway. So, as you guys make it into this clearing, you hear the roar again. As you see this massive beast erupt from the snow-covered trees, sending snow flurrying back and forth as he lands onto the ground. Why? Why? Why you do this? So, and now I need everyone to roll initiative. Did I make that big enough? I think I did. Not yet. Hold on. Not yet. Not yet.
That's fucking perfect.
That is good, actually. Okay, so turn order should be good. All right, so go ahead and add yourselves in.
Wow.
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 I actually got a good initiative for once. And it was a natural 20.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so do I have everybody on there?
Sorry, Ambic.
Between us on the... Yeah. You gotta be.
Okay. All right.
5 of us and a dragon.
Hold on. Shit's starting to heat up. Take the shirt off.
Now
All right.
is-
So,
Now is the matron
Brown sheep,
the
brown
oh
sheep.
yes, I
Even
apologize. I forgot to
Popsicle
add the
and
matron on there.
Yoki?
Yes, she is.
all on there?
The matron,
Yoki.
yes, is with you guys.
A cookie.
95 feet away from me.
Ekoki. Oh shit, where'd you go? Not a cookie. Why can't I place you?
I love a cookie. Cookie.
Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Okay, so the matron is running with you, Carrick and Faywin. Ekoki herself seems to be kind of remaining back at the. She is still in the building with the other elf that has been recently de-thawed. Basically, as you guys ran out, she kind of looked at you. She is still beaten to hell, so she is not really in any fighting shape.
I'm
All right.
going to at least drag her out into the snow so we can keep an eye on her.
Okay.
I think she's fine at this point.
All right.
I don't think you need to worry about her. I'm gonna hang out with her. I'll make sure she doesn't run off.
You got it? Alright.
All right.
Also notice Carrick is gonna stay the fuck away from the fight.
Thorin, you are up first.
That's fair.
Question.
Yes.
This drop here, how much of a drop is it?
5 feet.
Am I gonna hurt myself jumping off of it?
If you roll that one.
Roll dexterity.
Oh, I don't want to roll that one. I want to hurt myself jumping off of it.
Rage.
Because I met a game like fuck.
Jump off of it head first.
We will see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a 5-foot rise, so you really wouldn't hurt yourself.
You could turn an ankle. That hurts, but doesn't really do damage.
Just take out a dagger and stab yourself.
I will allow that if you want to just like take a point of damage as you like cut your hand.
I'll do that. It's not as fancy, but
Full rage metagame.
I
I
punched the
would
door.
like to rage. And then. I dash straight to the dragon, using my action to cause my point of damage.
Okay. Now, one other big thing on this map, where you're standing is fine. The other colored area, that is icy water, so that you'll have to make a dex save to move, but you will still have your regular movement.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Is this dragon flying?
No, he's on the ground.
Alright.
Aw,
That's good.
yay.
Okay.
I just square up to him, having cut down my chest.
Carrick.
But we have to res the dwarf.
Oh,
for
I
this.
forgot to add.
Is there a door on the hut I'm currently in?
I just shut the door. Wait.
Shut the door. There's nothing out there. We're good.
If I can't see it, it can't see me.
So yeah, the building you were in, there's actually no door. It's ruined.
You said there's just a doorway earlier. I was just
Yes.
so okay. The dragon is 95 feet away from me. I have a movement speed 35 feet. So 20. Where is? Let's go here. I don't like that. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess I'm just gonna sigh, walk out of the hut, and I guess move to here by this boulder. And I will attempt to hit it with a sacred flame because what else do I got?
Okay, that is a dex save, correct?
It is.
That is a fail.
Is it on a DC 13?
Yep.
Wow.
Didn't
So-
even ask the DC. It was that bad.
It
Yeah.
takes 7 points of radiant flame damage.
Okay, so so you run forward, kind of looking at your hands, realizing shit, as you really don't have a lot left, and just fuck it, just put your hand up as this silvery flame just erupts out and bathes this dragon, kind of flying over top of Thorin's head, thankfully, as it kind of rears back, taking the damage. Very nice. Anything else?
Bad day.
Anything else for
No.
your turn?
No, I would love to move behind the rock, but I'm out of movement at the moment.
Okay. That'll bring
Bring
us
it.
to the Dargan's turn. So, the Dargan looking at you.
Does it look like the dragon sees me?
We're
I don't
not
remember
level
what my
4
stealth roll
yet.
was for this. It
No,
feels a 19.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't see you.
Okay.
Okay.
We're technically level 3 though, aren't we? Because we never rested to become level 4.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thorin, that
Extra
is
base
a
stat twice.
that is a 9, which
boy.
misses, and then that is 2 26s.
Yeah, they both have.
Okay, so the first one, he reaches down to bite at you, dealing
27 damage.
where are my dice? There we
Do you reckless swing yourself?
Not yet.
go.
I mean, for like the self dagger hit.
Oh no.
21 points of damage as it bites at you, which is halved to
10. Yeah.
10. Yes. As it reaches down and bites at you, and as it kind of rips a chunk out of you, it goes to claw at you with its first claw, missing as it whiffs over top of your head, but then it brings a second one down and just seems to slam it down on top of you. That will be its turn. That will bring us to
That was
the
10
matron.
total for both attacks.
Yeah. So, both of them combined, yes.
Yeah, go. Okay.
Cool. Cute.
Okay. So, that brings us to the matron, who is going to sprint ahead. Can I do math? Can I read that?
Bitch. Matron bitch.
Yep, 30, 35. So, she gets to the very edge. Let me still double check her rangée. Just let me check it over here so I can read it. Okay, yeah, she's fine. So, she sprints forward, and as she kind of skids to a stop at the end, you see her as she just whips this hammer over. Okay, and that's absolutely a hit. Okay. She deals a nice bit of damage there. As you see her send this hammer flying as it impacts into the dragon's head, kind of sending it off balance for a second. And as he kind of looks back, you see the dragon attempt to nip at the hammer as it flies back, and she catches it again. Katrina, you are up.
Okay, I will crawl up to the side of this banking, kind of using the top of the bank, kind of peeking over it with the gun, using it as a to steady the gun, and we'll fire. Don't fucking miss, please. I hate you so much, gun.
So you kind
I
of
need the gun.
you gnome crawl your way up to the side, taking aim with your Stormbreaker, waiting for the shot as you see the round come out and just seem to impact off of this dragon's scales.
I hate you, gun.
Anything else?
Reload.
All right. Takes a shot, reloads.
And then duck back behind the
Alright.
little mount in case it tries to breathe ice.
Ivan.
Oh. It's gonna hurt later, but I'm here.
Okay. All right.
And as a bonus action, I will
Oh, hi there, Ivan.
swear my vow of enmity against the dragon.
Okay. What do you say for your vow?
Yo, bitch.
Get out the way.
Nobody bites my dwarf.
All right. So you dash as your action?
Yes.
Okay. Faywin.
I'm just gonna draw the longbow from back here, right up in the sky.
All right. That'll hit. Roll your damage. Okay. So, Faywin, as you see Faywin draw the bow, take a step forward and go, wait, no? And just kind of stay back and release the arrow as it arcs over and sinks into one of the areas between this dragon's scales. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Thorin, you are face to face with this white dragon.
I am. Question, DM.
Yes.
I know we're level 3/4. I did short rest. Do I get my feet?
Sure.
I'm leaving it entirely in your hands.
I will allow it.
Alright. Well, let's bring the pain. Reckless. God damn you. That'll
All right.
fucking do.
That one definitely hits. Okay. So, as you swing with the first, you just can't seem to hit it as it kind of rears back out of your way as it kind of goes up. With the second one, you wait, and you wait as it's coming down for its bite, and you just crack it right in the side of the jaw. Just as sending its head kind of rearing.
Minimum damage crew.
Yeah, I know, right?
I make good Dargan sounds, in case you guys are wondering. Anything else on your turn?
No, that is it. That is my action and bonus action, and I am not moving.
Okay. Carrick.
All right. Yeah, I want to go ahead and let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll say 35. I'll just wrap around the backside of that rock, still 60 feet away from the dragon, and hit it again with, or attempt to hit it again with a sacred flame.
That is a fail. Roll your damage.
Yeah, I had to find it.
Minimum damage.
Minimum damage crew.
I trip and just kind of clip the wing.
Okay. So again, as you
And,
kind of back behind this rock, raising your hand again, the flame kind of stutters a bit, but still manages to come out. Clearly, you feel yourself. You are just exhausted, almost to the bone. Just giving any last bit of energy you have. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. That takes us to the Dargon.
Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Oh god, oh god, oh god! Alright, so, it is going to take its bite against you, Ivan.
Of course it is.
That is a 20-something?
They hit.
Okay.
Definitely dead.
So that is 9 points of piercing damage and 3 points of cold damage. So,
Okay.
as this mouth just comes
It's
down,
okay right now.
you see it kind of chomp around Ivan's body as he kind of brings this shield up, kind of holding most of the teeth back, but you feel this cold, sickly breath just wash over you as the mouth retracts. All right, and then it is going to claw at you, Thorin. It gets advantage because you're reckless, right?
Yup.
Okay, so first attack is a 20-something. Second attack is a 22.
Also misses.
Ha 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 ha. All right, so with the 2 claws,
Yeah, yeah.
that is 19 altogether, halved to
9.
9. 9.
9.
9. All right, so you got. Oh, and then yeah, I did both of them. All right, cool. So you guys watch as this dragon just seems to come down, chomp into Ivan as he brings his shield up to kind of block at the last second, and just wham, wham, slam both of its claws into Thorin, who just seems to take it almost. You swear you hear him laughing over the blowing winds.
You definitely hear him laughing. He's having a great time.
That brings us to the matron. As you guys are taking these attacks, from behind you, you see the matron run, take a step on the edge of this rise, and just jump in the air as she yells, "I'm gonna have some fun too!" and throws the hammer again. Oh, that's definitely a hit. Oh god. Okay. Maximum damage.
Glad someone can.
Yeah. So,
She's not
as she steps and leaps into the air and just whips the hammer once more, as Ivan, as you see this thing retracting from biting you, you brace yourself for another bite as you hear this, and the hammer just impacts, breaking some of the teeth as it quickly just goes back to her hand as she is now.
Is that the what is it? The dwarven hammer for turning or something like that?
It is a dwarven thrower, which has been customized specifically
right.
for her, which is why she can use it. And that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That gets her to there with, right? Was that enough for her? She was here.
Mhm.
No, she can't get up to the dragon, which she will. But she's a beast. Okay, so that is her turn. Katrina, you're up.
She's going to go over to the rock because clearly the snow isn't quite enough weight to balance the gun. that was why it missed. This'll definitely hit, especially now that it knows I'm here.
It does. Roll your damage.
For minimum damage.
All right, it's still
Can we roll
damage.
something that isn't minimum damage, please.
No.
So this time,
We're fighting a dragon. We don't need help.
as you look at your gun, you realize that part of it actually sunk into the snow, and you, god damn it, and you pick it up, kind of barrel roll over to the rock, place it on the rock, take another shot on this steady surface. As you line it up, again, kind of, you see the hammer hit, you see Ivan's shield being raised, you're waiting for the perfect moment, and as it rears its head back, jaws open, you take your shot, and it impacts right into its neck under its chin, breaking off some of the scales as it kind of rears back in pain once more.
Does it look at me?
Nope. Its eyes are focused on those in front of him.
Okay. Then I duck back down behind the rock, just kind of like, sit below the rock, so in case it tries to breathe at me, it might go over.
Yeah, so I will say this rock is big enough that you being a gnome too, you'll have 3/4 cover.
Sweet. How much does that block of a breath weapon?
I'm gonna say that you would get advantage
One
on a deck
damage.
save because you're behind something.
Okay, cool.
And I guess reload bonus
This is
action.
My favorite. Yeah. Always
Okay.
reload. Unless I take my second class in fighter.
Okay. Ivan.
Oh, the choices. I swing with sword at it.
Yep, that'll hit. Ooh, nice. So,
Remember me, guys. 'Cause
so again,
It's all
this
good.
thing's been trying to clash at you, keeps trying to bite. You see your shield starting to dent a little bit where the teeth keep hitting, but as its mouth kind of rises up again, you time it so you take your sword and stab up and kind of hit into the roof of its mouth as this like sickly like bluish blood kind of pours over your sword and feels cold to the touch, but you pull the blade out and stand ready. Anything else on your turn?
just waiting.
All right. Faywin.
Same thing.
That'll miss. So, as you, again, try to replicate the same shot, as you release, the arrow soars through the air, and at the last second, a gust of wind kind of comes by in the storm and just blows it off just enough that it hits the scale next to the spot you're aiming for, and it clatters to the ground. Also, just as a thing, the dragon is looking a little bit rough.
And that is it for me.
Okay. Thorin.
Whack, whack, motherfucker.
Those
Oh,
both
yeah.
hit.
Bye, dragon.
We have a Thorin. You fucking dick. I need someone to help me do math.
At 40.
All of it.
What is it?
That's,
dead.
40.
yeah.
40? Okay. So, Thorin. You hear these sickening cracks as dragon scales are dented and shattered and just torn asunder, and they just clatter to the ground on the ice as this dragon is just kind of wobbling a little bit, just trying. You see the rage building in its eyes, but it looks pretty terrible.
I pick it from the rock. Don't break
No one
all of
gets
them.
my
I need
gold.
some of them.
Thorin, you hear over the snow, I need some of those! Carrick, you're up.
Save the
Yep.
teeth.
I'm gonna move 35 feet to here, and as I'm moving, I'm gonna once again attempt to hit it with the Sacred Flame.
Okay, it saves that time with a natural 20.
Okay, and I end my turn.
So, as you raise your hand again, this flame comes out. This time, the dragon kind of in the midst of this rage. You see the flame seem to wash over a little bit, but it's almost like it's just not even being bothered by it. All right, and that's going to bring us to the Dargan's turn.
Come on, dragon. You've got more than a fight in this.
Okay, so the dragon, you see it kind of rear back as this blizzard of just cold erupts from his mouth. I'm gonna need Thorin,
Question.
Ivan. Yes,
Do I kind of see it rear back, or do I see it rear
your
back?
danger sense would kick in.
Thank you.
I need you, Ivan, and then the matron are gonna make dex saves.
15. Fail that one.
Oh, it's not an advantage.
Oh,
it's
it's
just
on
a
me?
16.
Okay. Okay, so, with that... Oh, good lord.
The white dragon, dude. Someone's gonna die. But bye, Ivan. We loved you. He might live, guys.
Damn it.
He
I'm trying
might. He might live with the 20. He
How do
made
you-
the save.
How do you do the GM
Only
roll?
a 16.
/GR
GM
space.
A GR. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make...
Yeah,
so-
/GR works.
So, okay, so, Thorin, you take 44 points of cold damage, half to 22. Ivan, you take 22 points of cold
22.
damage.
That all you got?
Ivan is unconscious.
And the matron also takes 22 points of cold damage.
He has a frosty beard now.
Okay, you're still up though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He
Thorin.
short rested before the fight. Yeah, he's fine.
I maxed my health before this fight.
So you see this spray of just frost just erupt, and for a second you guys lose, those on the ridge, you lose sight of Thorin, Ivan, and the matron in this almost mini blizzard. And as the frost clears, you see Ivan mid-stance, looking almost as if he's about to strike, kind of seemingly frozen in place. The matron, you see this frost building on her armor. She just takes her hammer, slams it into her chest as the frost cracks off and goes to the ground. Thorin looks relatively the same, but his beard is now a very translucent bluish white as it is covered in frost. Still standing there, laughing angrily at this dragon.
Yep.
That will bring us to the matron's turn, who, as she
Okay, we'll get you defrosted on.
as she grabs the hammer now with both hands
Oh,
and
is he
swings
considered
wildly.
frozen right now, or is he just unconscious?
He's unconscious. He's not legitimately frozen.
I'm saying if he's legitimately frozen, I can't help you. You're gonna have to wait a
Okay.
day.
So, as the matron grabs it with the hammer with two hands, she reaches up to swing, and you hear the clang of it colliding with one of the scales and kind of bounces off. She looks back. Shit! Doesn't seem to be able to break through at this close range. Katrina.
Katrina will stow her weapon. Run 25 feet. And kind of like trying to stay as low as possible, like maybe it will see me.
Shit.
Pretty much. And we'll poke Ivan with her finger. Like, get the fuck up!
Believe in yourself.
You gotta believe.
And then
So-
she's gonna take full cover behind Ivan.
All right. So, Ivan, you feel this rush of warm energy fill your body again as you and you look, and this dragon is still roaring in your face. And that will bring us to your turn.
Fate dead, quick!
That's not the first time you've woken up to that view. Dragon staring you in the face.
Once or twice.
One of us still had a spell slot.
Okay. I gotta do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay. So, as you look up at this dragon, you kind of look to your sword, think for a second, nah, and you, with your shield harm, you kind of touch your chest as you feel this energy pump into your veins again, restoring 10 hit points. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Just kind of stand there, take it all in. Didn't feel great.
On the plus side, because you were
Better hope the
frozen.
Dwarf hits.
On the plus side, because you're frozen, technically you're still standing up when you get revived.
Faywin, you're up.
I will be glad that I have this position.
That'll hit. Roll your damage.
So,
How do you wanna do this?
if we- Oh,
Yeah. I knew I got it close.
7. 7 hit points left.
Damn it, I should just shot it.
I debated. I was like, I could hit it, but I don't know.
Let me see.
It's a good.
Would this actually have hit? Oh, fucking course.
Now, question: are we doing the flanking as advantage or no?
I mean, most of us don't.
no.
I don't know if Shilly is.
So, Faywin, how do you kill this dragon?
Let's go with the throat.
Okay. So, from your spot high on the ridge, you can kind of
Be
just
the
barely.
afterblast of the, breath weapon.
Yeah. You see this breath weapon come out, and you see Katrina kind of slide her way down this ridge, touch Ivan, and Ivan kind of pump peeling back into him, and you see all of them bracing, awaiting the next impact. And for the three of you down at the bottom, you see the dragon's whole body raise up as it's about to bring down its bite and both claws. And on the way down, you see a very quick, as an arrow just impacts right into this dragon's throat as it looks around, seemingly confused at its own mortality, and just looks for a second until it falls to the ground. And actually, okay, you see the ice below it just crack apart as the dragon's body begins to slide towards the water.
You muted.
Fuck, I need that!
Fuck.
How
You
much
see
does it
Katrina,
weigh?
you see Katrina, since her gun is already out, just pull out her hammer, her light hammer, and a chisel, just chasing it for this dragon.
How fast is it slinking into the water?
Very slowly.
I'm still raging.
Yes.
I pull out both hand axes and chop its head off.
Okay. So let's put back on our snowy music. So as this body begins to slowly be kind of pulled under this icy water, you see Thorin with his hammers just grab both of his hand axe and just rage cut this thing's head off. As you just hack away at it, and you hit the last tendon, as you hear this sickening just snap as the tendons break, and the rest of the body begins to just go underwater and be dragged away. But the head has remained here on land.
While that's happening, it takes a little bit. I want to get a couple scales off the body.
Okay. Make a survival check at disadvantage though, because it is moving.
I got this.
Okay, 9. So,
Nine.
Katrina, you see this body moving as Thorin is hacking apart the neck, and you're hitting fuck. You just run ahead, pulling out a dagger, just trying to chip away, slowly moving with the dragon as it's being pulled under. You managed to get 1 scale.
That's enough. Wait, is the bounty asked for scales plural? Does it specify?
Can I do an investigation to see if I find any laying on the ground from when they were striking it?
We were hacking the
Sure,
scales off
yes.
it.
Hold on, let me find.
You're good.
I drop my rage and pick up the head.
It asked for 4 scales.
Thorin, I need part of the scales for the head.
There's a few lying around.
Yeah, but they're broken.
Do I find any?
I need teeth too.
So,
Still, I
Carrick,
knocked a few of them out as well.
Carrick, with your investigation check, there are a couple scales lying around. Dented, shattered, not really in the best repair, but they're very easily identifiable as white dragon scales.
So I don't find any that are. All right.
High or low?
Hi.
Okay, you find 1.
Okay, I got this. I'm going to stealth.
Thorin
and
feels
start
quite comfortable
chiseling.
with the white dragon blood dripping down his back.
As Thorin is kind of like dragging the head off, I'm gonna try to stealth up and start chiseling the
Drag
back
shit, bitch.
as he's carrying it off.
I'm dragging it.
I'm going to stealth chisel. I'm going to stealth chisel these
Okay.
scales off.
So, make another survival check at disadvantage because it's a moving dragon.
At least the stealth check work.
I would have given you some skills.
Okay. So,
She
Thorin,
doesn't know that.
Thorin, you grab this white dragon head and you start kind of pulling. You hear the of it dragging on the ground, and as you ting 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 ting, as you keep pulling it, suddenly every couple steps it gets a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter. Katrina, you have harvested 1 more scale.
I keep going until I get at least enough.
Wait for it to stop moving.
I don't need the scales. I just want the head. As
Okay.
Will knows, Thorin likes to chop off the heads of his conquests.
It does happen often.
Okay. Well,
I carried an adult green dragon head for like 6 miles.
also, guys, I do apologize to chat, but I do have to go. My mother is taking care of my son right now, and he took a late nap, so he's still awake. So I'm gonna go relieve her of that, so that way I can put the baby to bed.
Backaboos.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Bye.
I'm sorry I have to leave. Bye.
Bye. Okay, bye.
I don't know why I was about to like go into AFK.
Well, okay.
Bye.
Actually, honestly, this is probably a good place to stop anyway, just to wrap everything up. So, we're gonna end the session here just because Caboose is getting ready to go. But as of right now, so Thorin, you have the white dragon head with you. The teeth are still in if you wish to harvest them later on. We can do that next session. As of right now, Katrina, you have 2 scales. Carrick, you have 1. And then we can pick this up next time as we have just defeated a young white Dargan. So, yeah, thank you, thank you, chat.
A long rest.
Yes,
Yeah,
and eventually,
and Thorin.
I have,
and
like,
someday,
4
Carrick will
things.
get that long rest.
I have like 3 or 4 things that I need to do for a long rest, and I have not had a chance to do it. It's like there are things that
Someday.
I want to accomplish.
Someday,
It's like,
Carrick,
we'll do
you
this
will get that
session.
long rest. So, we're going to end it right there tonight. Yes, so, for those new to chat tonight, this game is every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you want to follow along with the world lore, !Drusatta is my World Anvil page, which explains a little bit more about the background. I also post the recaps and the YouTube videos of this campaign. Also, thank you, Glaive. Twitter, Discord, those links are also in there as well. !Metal brings us to Metal God's channel. He's the guy down there in the green. He is the owner of the other D&D channel we play on a lot, where Thursday nights is Eswar, run by Will, who is the second person over there. Friday nights is Sothius, run by Caboose, who just left. And then Saturday, sometimes Sunday, depending on when the game is Yalen, run by Metal. So, if you like D&D, check out that channel as well. Give it a follow. And then until next time, we will catch all of you guys later for the next episode of Rise of Legend.
Rise of
Brr.
Brr.
All right, let's go. Mute you guys so I can say it last.